In this session, our objective is to learn about the following topics: file opening, file closing, file reading, and writing in a file. File is some sort of data which stays in the computer storage device. Python provides easy way for creating and accessing files to something called file handler. For example, in this following code, this code tells the operating system to create a text file named sample and returns a file handle for the file, and the argument R indicates the file is to be opened for reading. File opening and closing. Open function takes two arguments. The first argument is the input file name and the second argument is the mode of opening. For instance, open file name R, we have already discussed that it is for open for reading. Open file name under single quote W, it means file is to be open for writing. This code A means file is to be open for appending. It is very important to close the file after using it. Otherwise, there is a chance that the changes in the file may not be saved. Different ways to read a file. If you want to read the entire file at a time, use the command fileObject.read after opening it. And to read one line each time from the file handler, command is fileObject.readline. To read all lines in a list, command is fileObject.readlines. Writing in a file. First open the file for writing, then fileObject.write. Here I am writing Python is great. Again I am writing I love Python very much. And lastly, you have to close this file, for it is equivalent to saving the file. Now if the file, this sample text already exists, then it will be overwritten. And if the file does not exist, Python creates a new file named sample test. Now let us move to Python practical session. First we are giving this command print working directory. It is showing the present working directory, and I am changing the working directory where my files are there. So this under D drive in data folder I have my files, so I am changing it to working directory. Now if we rerun this print working directory command, we see that working directory have been changed. Now the input file it is sample text is the file name, and we need to first open it. We will open it for reading purpose. So we give open input file, this is the first argument. Second argument under single quote R stands for it is open for reading purpose, and I am assigning it to variable f. Now if you want to read this file line by line, we can give the command fileObject.readline. Now that we have changed the working directory, we can run this command one by one. This is the input file sample text. and open this file for reading purpose, and file object dot read line, it will read the file line by line. Again, if we press it, it is reading the next line. Now instead of read lines, if we give the command only read, it will read the entire file, and we can assign the entire file to a variable called sample, and we are running this code, and if we print this variable, the entire file is printed. Alternatively, you can use read lines command here. And read lines command, it makes a list of all the lines. So all lines will be put in a list, and then we can print the sample. So you can see all lines are within a list. Now let us see how to write it into a file. So we are opening a file for writing purpose, and the file name I am giving as output text, and mode of opening is for writing purpose. Now the command for writing is file object dot write, and I want to write a single line that I love Python. And lastly, we need to close this file, otherwise the changes will not be saved. So we are running this command line by line, and then a close. Now to read what is written in this file, we can read the file back. So what we'll do, we'll open the file, open the file output text, for reading purpose, and then file object dot read, it will read the entire file at a go, and we are assigning it to a variable text, and then print the text. So you can see that there is only one line I love Python is written in this file. So what have you learned? We have learned about how to open a file, how to close the file, reading a file and how to write in a file.